I'm Dee Kelly. Welcome to Attitude.
Yeah. Now, you
With our
all
What's Hot
know
series.
we're doing what's hot, what's in, what's the fad, what's
trendy.
You know how everything is so trendy every year? Well,
That's right.
We're going to do a whole week on all the things that you read about every day that seem to be, you know, bouncing off of us. You know, it's amazing how fads get started.
And how quickly they go out.
And they go out just as fast. And I don't know how they get started. I don't know which comes first, the chicken or the egg.
We were talking about that.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that. We said that it was Madison Avenue, and then someone else said, no, they pick up on it after it's been absolutely verified that it is very, very hot.
Yeah.
But what is hot today, you're not going to believe this, is your at-home fax machine.
Yeah.
Believe
And
it
there's
or not-
also a car fax. Of course, you'll kill yourself trying to use it in the car.
Okay.
But there is such a thing now with
Got
certain
this down?
people that they can actually fax, which is what we're
this
getting
is great
here,
for us.
menus from your restaurant in town. Like if you wanted to know what was going to be on the menu, if you wanted to actually go to that restaurant that night, you could actually have them fax you, which we're doing now,
Right.
a menu. Hold this up.
So remember when
this
you had to
be-
drive to the place and look at the window, somebody has to get out and look at the window
Star
and see, well, what do
pizza.
they have? We can order anything right now, any of us.
Can you imagine? And you could probably fax it back, your order. You could walk into the restaurant, they
Crazy
could pour it
bagels.
down your throat, and you could go home. You could save yourself a couple hours a night.
Crazy Bagels just sent us one. Here's something else coming out. This is Chinese food. Oh, we'll like this.
Yeah. Is
Coming
this
out. Dynasty
unbelievable?
delicious Chinese food to take out. So now, you know when you dig around in that junk drawer to say, where's that menu? Do we have that menu? Where's the
Now
Chinese restaurant?
you do this. Can you imagine what
This
kind of
is
world we're
fabulous.
living in? This is too deep for me. Anyway.
Great. So,
Okay.
at-home fax and your car fax.
We have something that you'll all understand. The head of Ultima 2 is here, Andrea Robinson, and she's going to show us the latest makeup craze, the new age in makeup. It's changing. It's changing. It's more natural, and you'll see what it is.
Well, it sure works for her. She's gorgeous.
She's pretty, isn't she?
We also have a serious note, nursing crisis in this country, which is a very, very serious problem. We have a grave shortage of nurses in hospitals, and we've got an administrator and a critical care nurse today to tell us about that.
Yeah. Our first guest on today's show is a very, well, she's a nifty lady. She's a comedian that many critics say is so funny because of her every woman quality. I don't know exactly what they mean by all of that, but I can tell you this. When she talks about personally knowing every diet in America and secretly hating her aerobic instructor for obvious reasons, I know she's talking about me.
That's right. She's become a real superstar as VH1's VJ. And for those of you who don't know what a VH1 VJ is, DJ was disc jockey for radio. VJ is now the music videos.
Right.
And she's the star of that on VH1 Network. And soon will be premiering her own comedy show called Stand Up Spotlight. Despite all of her success, though, she actively works at staying her down-to-earth kind of old self.
Oh, you'll love
She says she'll never move to Malibu, never wear a Rolex, and she thinks it's important for America to know that her silverware still does not match. Please welcome Rosie O'Donnell.
Is
Big
that what it
family,
is?
Linda, big family.
Do you think you'll ever own a fax machine?
I may own a fax machine. I like
Really?
electronic things.
Do you?
But nothing pretentious.
Yeah.
It'll be a Fisher-Price fax machine. You know, not the top of the line or anything.
So have you changed with your success? It says that you're the same old Rosie, but do your friends think you've changed? Do you think you've changed?
I don't think well, I worked with a comic recently who I hadn't worked with in 9 years when I started at clubs on Long Island. And after we did this gig, he said he was nervous at the beginning. Afterwards, we're sitting around having a drink, and he says to me, you know, Rosie, you're still a frump. And I said, what? He goes, I mean that in a good way. You're still a frump. You're still the same kind of person. He expected that I would act different or be different, but I don't feel any different.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how successful you get, I don't know for you, but I don't feel any different.
Yeah.
When people come over to me on the street, if I'm with somebody who's famous, like, they'll all go over to them and go, oh, can I have your autograph? And they'll come over to me and go, hey, Rosie, how you doing? You know, or give me a high five. So, I don't know. I guess it's a relatable character that I am.
What were you like as a kid? You have great energy. Were you just a terror when you were
was.
little? I bet you were.
A total terror.
I bet. How did I know that?
The middle of 5 kids.
Oh.
You had to be loud to get anything in my family.
Yeah.
So I was very, everybody in my family is really funny.
Are they everyone?
Everyone. Very Irish Catholic. They treat that
Oh,
kind
look
of...
at this picture
Oh,
we have of
Dad,
you.
what a cute little baby.
Look at that baby.
Oh, that's me. What a surprise. Oh, that's when I was making a real fashion statement in 1972. And look at that beautiful tan I had. Wasn't I really a sun worshiper, even back then?
I can relate to that.
You know, and that was my first 8x10. You want to know the sad thing? I thought I looked good that day.
Yeah.
Do I look like David Cassidy or what? I do. I totally look like David Cassidy.
Who you look like.
I could play a tambourine, too, like Tracy.
Hey.
Was she a talented woman?
What a career.
Remember the Partridge Family? They traveled on tour with their mom? Oh, yeah, I can see rock bands today traveling with their parents, can't you? Oh, sure. Can you see Guns N' Roses on road with their mom? Yeah, Axl will be going, take me down to the Paradise City. Take it, Mom! Thank you, Axl. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. It's not reality for kids, you know.
Does your family mind being so much a part of your humor? Does that bother them at all?
I think it bothers my dad sometimes when I tell true stories. My father's from Ireland, and I bought him a phone machine for Christmas. And he has not figured out how to leave a message on this machine. So this is true.
Dad.
You call my dad's house. This is true. It goes ring, ring. Mary, how the hell do you leave a message on this stupid thing? Come over here over and see if you can help me with the Now, when I told that on TV, he was really mad, and I hope he's not watching now. No, he was angry because he said, sweetheart, don't you be telling people I'm stupid. What's you telling people I'm stupid for? I go, Dad, because you're stupid. But don't be telling people. So I think but he likes it. He tells me that his friends watch it on television. You know, he's typical Irish Catholic. He'll never tell me that he's proud.
Oh, no.
But he'll tell me that his friends. So how he'll tell me he's like, you know, love, Mr. O'Shaughnessy saw me in the hall today and told me you're funny, love. And I go, thanks to that. And I know that's his way
Of saying
you're funny,
Yeah.
but he can't
And
really
I'm
get
proud
to
of
that.
you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You do a routine in your act that is so funny about aerobics.
Aerobic.
And I know your agent said drop 30 pounds, and you said, why? I wasn't thin before I made it. Why should I be thin now? Which I adore.
True. Well, they think like I've never thought of this before. Like my agent is a big meeting and goes, okay, Rosie, we thought of something. You should lose 30 pounds. And like I'm going, what a great idea. Wait, you think I should lose a couple pounds? I never thought of that.
You love it.
Thank you so much. Like I never, and then I went to aerobics. I tried to lose weight. I went to aerobics, and I have this aerobics teacher named Kit. Kit's about 5'6", 95 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
And when Kit works out with us beginners, you guys, she has to wear little wrist and ankle weights so she can work up a sweat.
And your diet.
Then she likes to talk to us during aerobics, because as the ladies know, when you are in the perfect aerobic shape, you should be able to converse freely. 1 and 2, and don't forget to breathe and push it out and back, and feel the burn goes 1 and 2 and 1 and feel. And how you doing, Rosie? I hate your guts. You're stupid skinny. Which one don't you die? Your guts. Why don't you die, you little runt? The only way I get through that routine, you guys. The only way. No, but they're mean. A lot of times, aerobics people are mean to overweight people. Do you ever know? They're very mean.
They can be.
They have the
They lord
nerve.
it over you.
They do. And they have the nerve to tell a gym full of sweaty people, don't forget to breathe. Does anyone need this piece of advice? What am I going to drop dead on the gym floor? What happened to Rosie? I don't know. Maybe she forgot to breathe. Well, Kit, didn't you remind her? We can't have the heavy women breathing on their own. You have to tell them. So insulting. I hate that.
Tell us about this thing you have with Greg Louganis.
Well, how'd this begin?
He's in such great shape.
I love him.
Tell us about
Why?
Greg.
I love him because I watched the Olympics, you know, and I was at home eating like devil dogs, yodels, and cheese doodles, complaining that these people aren't getting perfect scores. You know, here I am at home, totally vegging out. I can't even do one push-up. He hits his head. Remember when he hit his head? And I started crying at home. I'm like watching, going, oh, he hurt his head. And then he dove, and he was so brave, you know, when he dove right afterwards. And then when he won, wasn't that amazing? And then he won. And he started to cry after he won. And I'm at home crying with my cheese doodles going. I love him.
I love him.
So on VH1, whenever I would be in a bad mood, I would say, I'm in a really bad mood today. Nothing could cheer me up. Okay, maybe Greg Louganis in his Speedo briefs, but that's all. And I kept saying that. Yeah, and you know, his agent or something taped it. So when he came back from the Olympics, he watched it, and he said, I'm going to show up in his Speedo briefs. And Thanksgiving last year, I'm sitting there doing my VJ segments, and they told me Bobby Rivers, who's another VJ, may walk on. So I said, all right. So I'm going, oh, coming up next, we got Whitney Houston right here in VH1. Stay tuned. and it was him. And
in his bathing suit.
In his Speedo briefs. My eyes start to fill up. My heart starts going. I couldn't even speak. I couldn't even speak.
Are you cute?
So what did he say? What happened?
I don't remember. I was sort of like in a comatose fog state. You know, I was just like...
But you got a Christmas card.
Yeah, you know what I did? Tell me if I'm neurotic or what. They had a photographer there. I took the photograph and I made Christmas cards and sent them to all my friends. I did. I wrote best wishes, Rosie and Greg. I'm not kidding. I figured, you know, you take it while you got it.
Did you send it to him?
I did. I sent one to him. I was kind of embarrassed, but we've since become very good friends.
Oh,
we really
you?
have.
Oh.
He's a wonderful, wonderful man.
Is she a delight or what?
Oh, thank you.
Fabulous.
Well, thanks.
So glad to have you here.
It's great luck. Thanks.
Luck
Thank
and
you.
success, I mean it.
I watch the show all the time.
Good, me
I
too.
really do.
Hey, you too. Coming up next, tips about eating right for a longer and fuller life. You're great. Compared to animals, human beings seldom live to their full age expectancy. Now, I wonder why that is. Well, does your pet parakeet smoke 5,000 cigarettes a year? We all know that cigarettes have been linked to cancer and heart disease, but now we know that the reason is that they release something called free radicals. A free radical is what makes this hamburger's cholesterol bad for all of us. And it's what turns this whipped cream into a cholesterol nightmare. It's also what makes alcohol kind of like a free radical factory. Here today to explain what free radicals are and how to counteract them is the author of Formula for Life, Dr. Harry Dimopoulos. Hello, Harry. How are you?
Great.
All right. Explain to all of us what the word or the term free radicals means.
Sure, easy. Free radical is a molecular terrorist. They're like hot sparklers that kids wave around at the 4th of July. And you really don't want those kinds of molecules tearing apart the insides of your brain, the insides of your arteries, your heart, or other organs. What they do is they literally tear apart your molecular structure. They distort the DNA, which gives out all the messages of a cell, so that the messages come out garbled. And this is the beginning of cancer. When you have free radicals tearing apart the insides of arteries, it's like being inside a tunnel where the tiles are actually cells.
Right.
When you start free radicals in those tiles, you start making cracks and holes, and you got the beginning of hardening of the arteries that leads to heart attack, stroke, and this terrible, terrible, premature, pathologic aging that is not normal in humans. We don't see it in any other species.
Now, these foods that we just looked at,
Nightmare.
they have in them free radicals.
The tobacco, when you smoke it, you light up, and it's filled with free radicals. It gets absorbed by your blood, circulates throughout your body, destroys nerve cells, heart muscle cells, arteries, kidneys, ureters, causes cancer.
What's a ureters?
The ureters that lead from the kidneys down to the urinary bladder, okay? Kidney cancer, ureteral cancer, urinary bladder cancer, all caused by the free radicals in tobacco smoke. The rancid cholesterol, the rusty cholesterol molecules in the hamburger and in that sour cream that you got back there, it's terrible. But these rusty cholesterol molecules actually, as they circulate through the blood, scrape the insides of your arteries and start the hardening of the artery process. As a pathologist, you know, when I autopsy people, normal arteries are like nice pink elastic rubber bands. When you start hardening of the arteries, they become like lead-encrusted pipes with barnacles inside, okay? That's atherosclerosis. Causes your aging, your heart attacks, and your strokes. Now, this doesn't have to be. We don't have to have free radicals occurring.
So what would we do? We would just not eat fats, smoke.
And you don't drink wine either.
No wine.
Wine acts like throwing gasoline on a charcoal fire. I was a great wine collector up until about 15 years ago, till we saw what it does to the brain.
This just came out, this research?
It's relatively recent. The first Nobel Prize was given in 1972 to Dr. Gerhard Hertzberg who really pin down what these free radicals are as
Now,
hot, sparky molecules.
Is there anything we can do to counteract them? I mean,
Oh,
can you eat a
absolutely.
cheeseburger and then take a pill?
Oh, no.
Nothing, huh?
That's like running through your house with a flamethrower and a fire extinguisher in the other hand. It's better to do this
Vegetables and fruits.
and to have fun with fish and scallops.
That's it, isn't it? That's what we're all being told.
You really
now.
have to. There are antioxidants in these foods. Antioxidants quench free radicals. They act like fire extinguishers. They donate electrons to these free radicals and calm them down.
So if
the
I ate a
sparking starts.
cheeseburger and then ate a banana, would that work?
Well, you'd be about even.
Really?
Okay.
What if
But-
I ate 2 bananas?
Well, that's better. But if you didn't eat any of that stuff, no cheeseburger, instead you had some nice poached fish
Right.
or some interesting scallops with paprika and
butter.
onions. No butter, no
No
oil.
butter.
No oil either.
And you're saying that by eating these things, we actually increase the aging process. We get older quicker.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There are 2,000 Americans that are going to die today.
Right.
1,000 from cancer, 1,000 from preventable heart attacks and strokes, and those things cause them. These things prevent them. It's that simple. It's proven. Harvard, Yale, Columbia, National Cancer Institute, Hopkins,
Lord.
all the major medical schools have done work proving this.
Harry, what about vitamins? Are they
Well-
valid? You know, so many doctors say they're not. Eat right and you don't have to take them. But
Ordinary vitamins are worthless unless you're a child, a pregnant or lactating woman, or a very, very old person.
Right.
But there are certain kinds of vitamins, if you take them properly in high doses, they can act as antioxidants.
Like what?
If you don't like...
vitamin A?
No, beta-carotene. Beta-carotene is the stuff that makes these things brightly colored, orange and
Oh,
red,
right.
okay? Beta-carotene is a tremendous antioxidant, knocks out a lot of free radicals. It's tremendous.
There'll be a
Now-
run on that tomorrow, won't there?
Good old
Really?
vitamin E. If you
Okay.
take vitamin E, about 400, 800 units. But you have to make sure it's pure. Read the labels on the back. Make sure there aren't any oils that have been added.
Okay.
Vitamin C, if you take it up to 6,000 milligrams a day, make sure it's pure. It's terrific. Now, there's another pill called glutathione. I'm
I
sorry
know
it's
what
a
that
mouthful.
is. Strangely enough. Is
Good.
aren't you shocked,
Good for
Dee,
you.
that I know that?
But glutathione is a world-class antioxidant. Every living thing on the Earth's surface uses glutathione as an antioxidant. Knocks out free radicals to beat the band.
Harry, it's lovely to meet you. You're very depressing, but it's lovely to meet you. Really, thanks for the information.
Dee, coming up next, the hottest makeup news since the invention of lipstick. Stay with us.
Our next guest has been at the helm of one of America's most important cosmetic companies for little over a year. And in that time, she has brought some revolutionary thinking and changes to the world of makeup.
Starting with the firm belief that women wear makeup to be attractive and not to change themselves. She's about to introduce a new line called The Nakeds, the hottest and coolest way to face the 90s.
Please welcome Ultima 2's first woman president, Andrea Robinson.
Hi, Andrea. Andrea, thanks for being here. Great.
Thanks for coming.
Look at all these things.
Andrea, before we talk about the makeup, you are the first woman to be president of a cosmetic company. I mean, it's a world about women, and yet this is the first time this has happened?
No, I think it's the first woman to be president at Revlon.
At Revlon.
Who owns Ultima too?
Yeah, but I find that so remarkable because makeup is for ladies.
Well, I think it's almost natural. I don't find it, I guess, as remarkable. I think it is for ladies, and I think why shouldn't I be president? Being
Yeah,
a woman
no, I mean, you
and
should
being
be.
and being a customer.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, you started in college in fashion? You went into college for fashion and then ended up in beauty? How did that happen?
No, I majored in English.
We're
when I
doing
was
very well so far.
Yes, aren't we?
Go ahead. Welcome, Andrea Robinson. Let's start again.
I majored.
I knew what you meant.
I I majored in English in college and then was one of Glamour's 10 Best Dressed College Girls, which is what introduced me to the world of magazines. And then became an assistant at Mademoiselle magazine back in the 60s, and then an editor. Then went to 17 as their beauty editor to learn the beauty business. I was a fashion editor at Mademoiselle, and then moved on to Vogue as their beauty editor.
How has makeup changed through the years? It's changed a lot, hasn't
Oh, it has, just enormously. I think a woman's perception of what makeup should do has changed. Back in the 60s, makeup was almost a mask and a camouflage. And then I think the 70s and 80s were the world of color. Everybody wanted to be colorful, and the parrot look, 5 colors on an eye. And I think now makeup is becoming more real. And of course, technology and the advances of science have helped us do that. Now formulas are possible that go on like silk, that barely feel like there's any makeup, but have beautiful, smooth coverage.
Yeah,
Well,
true. That's true.
We have a before of
Yes.
our victim. Did she have parrot makeup beforehand?
Well, she's pretty made up. I wouldn't
This is
say
Janine
that.
Recchio, everyone. And this is how she looked before Andrea Robinson and Kevin Aucoin got a hold of her. And now here she is, looking very 90s. She's fantastic.
Beautiful. Now, we should introduce Kevin. Kevin, so you all know, is the foremost leading makeup artist, not only in the United States, but also in Europe. He has done more covers,
That is gorgeous.
more models, more actresses than any single makeup artist that we know of today.
We've seen
so
a
it's
lot
a
of-
pleasure to have you here.
Thanks, it's nice to be
A
here.
lot of before and afters, but
Yeah.
this is
Oh,
really
gosh, you
remarkable.
look- Now, this is the new line that Ultima 2 is coming out with.
It is. It's called The Nakeds, and it's being introduced at the end of December. And we have the colors here, the color range. I don't know if you can see it close
Yeah.
up, but it is the widest group of neutrals that any cosmetic company has ever introduced. And it will be in this beautiful new packaging for
gorgeous.
Ultima
Yeah,
2, which is sleek and
Very
simple
streamlined.
and 90s. And the germ of the idea actually happened, I guess, when Kevin and I worked back at Vogue together. And we dreamed of creating a line. And when I went to Ultima 2, I asked Kevin to help me with the colors, which
now,
he did.
what is the concept? So everyone understands. What is this a forward movement for women? It's muted colors. What is your thinking on it? Go ahead.
Well, when I was working at Vogue, we started to look at a change in the attitudes I think people had towards themselves, which is more self-acceptance, an ability to look at yourself and not have to put on a mask to feel like you're somebody. And we started to think that maybe makeup should be more the colors that are found in the skin, that are natural, so that it's more of an enhancement than it was a mask or a camouflage. You know, it wasn't so much, you know, hiding the bad stuff as bringing out the good stuff.
Yeah.
We have some pictures. Let's look at some stills that we
How
have here.
beautiful you look.
These are the covers. Kevin, you've done these covers?
Yes.
These are all the covers. How
Can you
old are you?
imagine?
27.
My goodness. That's fantastic. Now, Andrea, do you think that personal style is something one can acquire, or is it something that one is born with?
Oh, I think it can be acquired. I think at a certain point in one's life, whether it comes early or later in life, one can say, this is who I am, this is what I look like, this is what looks best on me, and I'm going to wear it, no matter what the fashion trend is or what the beauty trend is.
Yeah.
We were talking
Yeah.
about, that's an important point. Some
I think
people never
so.
have to change their hair.
No.
You've had your style.
For a long time.
And
Yeah,
it
and
works.
I've worn the browns. I've never worn color, ever. I always wear brown.
Well, this
so
is the
I'm comfortable
perfect,
in it.
it is, and I can see on your
Yeah.
eyes, you really have almost a naked look on your eye, and this is the perfect base for adding like a red lip,
Yeah.
or if one
Yes,
had a
see, that's
brown
what
mouth,
yeah.
one might add a touch of
Yeah.
color to the eye.
I also think it's important for our audience to know that when you go to a look like this, it will seem very radical, like you have nothing on, and I think you have to get used to it. I think you have to train your eye to get used to it.
Absolutely. You have to adjust to it, I think, because when you're used to wearing a shocking blue or green, which I think is very middle American, everybody wears it.
Yes, they do.
You're used to it. It's sort of like you get up in the morning, you put it on, and it's like, look, I put my makeup on, I'm a good girl, and you go to work. And with these colors, you don't have that effect. You don't have this instant, I put my makeup on look. But it's more beautiful, and it takes more time to understand and to learn how to work with these colors. But once you do, the effect is so much more natural, and people don't know what it is about you that looks better, but you look more attractive.
It's also makeup for everybody.
Yeah. It is.
Everybody can wear this kind of makeup.
Yeah,
It's
and
absolutely
especially good
beautiful.
for someone who's older.
And what a
exhausted.
great job. You look fantastic. Don't you ever go back to those blue eyes. Thank you, everybody, for being with us.
Thank you, Kevin.
At this time, look at our nationwide nursing crisis. Up next. Come back.
Gorgeous. I can't get over how you look.
There are people who save lives after car accidents, during surgery, and in every emergency situation. As nurses, they are responsible for making life or death decisions every single day. Yet as a society, we reward them with low pay, unbelievably long hours, and very little respect. Is it any wonder that we are now experiencing a nationwide nursing shortage, a crisis that affects all of us? Here to tell us more is Dorothy O'Sullivan, Acting Vice President of Nursing, the Presbyterian Hospital at Columbia Presbyterian Medical Center, and Colette Shaffron, a critical care nurse, also at Columbia Presbyterian. Thank you both for being here. Look at that response. They know about nurses, right? Dorothy, let's start with you. Before we go any further, before you hear this, Dorothy has a little frog in her throat, a little laryngitis for a nurse, but she's sucking on a lozenge, and we're hoping that it'll be fine. What is the nursing shortage all about today?
It's the fact that we don't have nurses for full-time jobs in the hospitals.
It's primarily hospitals where we
Right.
need them.
Right.
And why do you think there is a nursing shortage today?
Well, men and women of today want to go into higher paying jobs, lawyers, anything but nursing, because they're not paid that much.
Right, and Colette, how do you feel about that? Do you think it's low pay? Are there any other reasons why people are not becoming nurses in hospitals?
Well, there are a lot of reasons. Low pay is certainly one of them. Long hours, extended weekends, and the opportunity to go do other things in other fields certainly is attractive.
Do you think that nurses are given the respect that they deserve?
Sometimes, and sometimes not. I think that in many instances we do command our own respect. However, in many instances, both doctors and families think that we're the handmaidens and that we belong there at long hours, and we're there to answer a lot of questions or do a substitute for many things that other people don't want to do.
Now, as nurses, you don't get to call in sick. Like today, with a voice like this, you have to work. Tomorrow, obviously, you have to go to work. What happens if one of you is sick and you're, for example, you, Colette, in the critical care unit? What happens when you're ill with a shortage of nurses? Do you feel compelled to have to go in?
Absolutely. There's no question. You don't stay out for laryngitis.
Right. Or
Sorry.
as long as you can walk to the hospital, you get to work.
Absolutely.
Now, how do you feel about this soap opera image of this kind of linen closet romance of this image of nursing? People are chuckling in the audience, but I know when there was a certain sitcom on not too long ago with a group of nurses, we don't have to mention whatever it was, nurses, how did your nurses feel about that?
I think there was probably, I have about 1,200 nurses, and probably more than half of them wrote letters to take the program off the air.
Why, Dorothy?
It really, it shows a very unrealistic picture of nurses. Although we like to socialize and have our fun, that's not the way it's done. We're there. I think that we take care of our patients, but it's not the glory. There's a lot of dedication. There's a lot of caring for those patients, and it really didn't express that. It only showed you the side where we're having fun and we're in the linen closet, and that's not where most of us stay. our nurses stay.
Colette, have you ever thought of giving up and absolutely quitting as a nurse?
Absolutely.
Does this happen every day?
Not necessarily every day, but when you get fed up, when you get frustrated, when patients die, when you just work too long and too hard and you care too much, yeah, you write a resignation. I have a whole file full of resignations.
I won't let her give it to me.
I have an entire
And
file.
is this highly prevalent among your colleagues, your nurses
Absolutely.
colleagues?
Absolutely, but we also know that the grass is no greener, and if you love nursing and you want to stay in nursing, you're going to have the same problems no matter where you go. The faces will change, but the people will still be sick, and the people will still try to die.
What do you think makes a great nurse? What makes a person want to be a nurse, male or female? We don't want to forget all the male nurses out there. You were talking about a calling.
You've got to want it. You've got to know that this is what you need to do, what you want to do. I will always be a nurse. I love nursing. And I don't want to be anything else. But there are times that I am driven to think about other fields. Just because it's, well, people sometimes call it burnout. The phrase tends to be overused and very trite. But needless to say, it can be that type of thing. You see so many people so ill for so long a period of time that sometimes you just don't feel effective. And you want to be that effective, efficient person.
Dorothy, why is it that you are expected to save lives every single minute of every single day that you all work there, and you're not given the financial support that you need?
Well, I think that they've always looked at nursing as a second-rate profession.
Who is they?
Oh, the public, those who regulate salaries within the profession.
How much is the most a nurse can make now?
Well, I would say that in New York City, I'm proud to say this year we've made a great dent in our salaries, and through negotiations, our highest salary can go close to $60,000. However, you've got to be in the profession at least 20 years.
20 years to make $60,000, and when you start out, how much money can you make?
Well, as a new graduate, right now, a new graduate can make $31,500. If you have a year's experience, you can go to about $33,000, and then you add on some experience differentials and so forth. As a new graduate, you could probably make about $33,000 to $35,000 right now.
But this is the kind of profession, I think, from what I've gathered from what you've said, whether it's being a priest, whether it's being a social worker, you have to have a real desire to help people take on a great deal of responsibility. It's not necessarily the financial rewards that you would go into this profession. And how can we help for those people that have this calling, as you would put it, to become a nurse and want to be a nurse and be able to live a decent life economically as a nurse? What can we do? Can we write into our congressmen to get more money for nurses? Because people are going to be sick every day. We need nurses in this country.
Well, I think one of the biggest things is the government has cut many of the grants and many of the funding of nursing education.
So we should write to our
Absolutely.
local congressman and senator to help with nursing care in this country.
To bring back the funds for nursing education, yes.
Thank you very much, ladies, for being with us, and thanks for taking care of all of us every day. Linda.
Coming up next, we're going to show you more of what's really hot. Yesterday, we brought you the first of our week-long series on What's Hot.
We showed you everything from Dalmatians to your favorite, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, well,
That's right.
today we're going to show you more of the latest and hottest trends happening in the world, I guess.
And we have our cards with the hottest things here.
Now, the first thing that's going on in home decor is American folk decor. Now, you see this room? It's filled with all sorts of folk art. Now, it's different than just American country, and it's certainly different than Southwestern, which we've been hearing all about. But this is American folk art. which you'll see in here things like whirligigs and
What's
you know
a whirligig?
Whirligig is something that they made in the 1800s where like let's say a man and his legs and his arms move,
So
and
it
it was
was
like
a
a toy.
toy?
It was like a toy. And like you see cows out that are you know, like this big.
Is this what you collect?
I don't really collect folk art. I collect what some people call folk art paintings, but I don't really call them that. I call them primitives, American primitives. It's a form of American art, but it got lumped into folk art. And
Very, very pretty.
It's very pretty, and it's people that bought it 20 years ago. Boy, you could make yourself a fortune now. It's going up. Okay, so that's big now.
hot.
That's hot.
Now, could you find any of that in Thailand?
That's right.
Yes.
Thailand.
We have a video here of Thailand. This is the hottest vacation spot happening right now. It's absolutely heavenly, and you can live like royalty on very, very little money.
Look at
Everybody's going to Thailand.
Look at that.
It's very, very beautiful and inexpensive, so it's the hottest new vacation spot.
Yeah. Would you like to go there?
Yeah, I would actually. Are you going to go? I heard you talking
Well,
about it.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, after Christmas.
Our executive producer, Ronnie Selig, was there for 3 months.
3 months and loved it. Okay. Well, we all know who Zsa is. There she is. And she's certainly hot. You know, they say that any press is good. And in her case, we have heard that with all the press that she's getting, which is bad press, she's been offered more stuff now than she has
in 20
years
years of her career.
Can you imagine?
can
What
you
a
believe
crazy
it?
world we live in.
She hits a cop and
She'll be the biggest
great-
star
right.
going now.
right, but then
Zsa.
she'll have to cut her hair because
That's right.
this is hot too.
Short haircut.
haircuts are in.
Yeah.
And here's one right here. That happens to be very nice.
Oh, look at that. So, see, that's like Ally McGraw's cut,
Yeah.
similar. And
Jose
Ally
Adair
came
did
and
that.
she had her hair cut, and it was wonderful. This was done
That-
by Louis
Louis
Licari.
Licari.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay,
Now,
that's big.
Here's something that you might be getting for the winter.
A cellular phone. Have you seen people walking down, well, we're all in New York, on Fifth Avenue,
There.
and they're talking on a phone?
There's one right
There's
there.
one right there, talking on the phone. There's Jeanette. Yeah, who are you talking to, Jeanette? The restaurant. Good,
Her
Jeanette.
business.
Good. Ordering something, are you? But
Great.
cellular
phones are hot and in.
It's different than a car phone. It's an actual phone. You can, pretty
Carry it
soon we'll
with
be
you.
doing it in the shoe, like Get Smart. Remember when
Yeah.
he walked around with a shoe? That'll be
Great.
next.
Well,
Okay?
another thing that's really hot right now is having babies. Everybody's having babies at any age.
Yeah.
We did a wonderful show that day with the models that are
Yeah.
all in their late 40s and middle 40s having babies.
Having babies.
Yeah,
That's
everybody's
right.
having babies.
So that's it. It's the thing to do. So,
But
ladies.
think about it before you do it, because unlike the rest of these things, if you get tired of it, you're
If it
kind
goes out of
stuck.
fashion, you're
So
in
make
trouble.
sure that you want to be that hot, okay?
All right, one thing that's hot is a group called Living Color. They are a hot new band. They are the opening act for the Rolling Stones on their recent tour. Now, the reason that we're saying they're hot is because every act that has opened for the Rolling Stones became enormously famous. Prince, Stevie Wonder, Tina Turner.
Just
These
to
were
name a few.
all acts that started and opened for the Rolling Stones. So Living Color will be the new group.
And then we'll be right after them.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We're going to go open for the Rolling Stones. Now, the latest thing in food is tofu pizza and soy milk made from soybeans.
Let's
These are
try this.
healthy food products available in all health food stores and maybe soon in all kinds of grocery stores. This is tofu pizza.
This isn't bad.
I like
This is pretty
this.
good.
This is very good.
Well, tofu has no flavor. So
It's
if
also
you
very
smear
cold.
a little tomato sauce on it, it's probably
But-
why.
No cholesterol, very high in protein. Tofu
good.
is great. And if we could incorporate it in things that we like. Now wait, let me tell you what this is. This is
Looks like
soy
coffee
milk.
gone bad.
It's from soybeans, and it's got no cholesterol, no fat. It's very high protein. And go ahead, taste it. Is that disgusting? Good, huh? She
You know
loves
what
it.
this is like?
She loves
When
it.
I grew up, I was on, you know me, I've been on every diet known to man. And this is like one of those diet drinks that you mix, and you didn't have a blender, so you have no ice in it, and you just drink it down.
Let me taste it.
That's what it tastes like, that watered-down version
There's
of something.
hair in it.
Is there? No. There is not. Right. Drink it.
Shut up, Ellen.
Drink it. You can't like that.
This I like. I like it.
I'll
That's
try it
the
again.
Eden story. I've been drinking it for years. It's very, very good. This is the vanilla? Is this vanilla?
Face it, free radicals are
like
my
it.
life. I am just finished. Now, we're about to show you the hot car. In fact, this car was so hot that you can't even get one. They're out. They're sold out. It's called the Miata. Okay?
Miata.
It's adorable. Look at this cute car.
You
It's
drive.
about $14,000. It's not a fortune. And we heard from our director, John. Are you in there, John? He said that there are some dealers, because this car is so hot, they're charging an extra $5,000.
Put on your seatbelt.
And you get it, and they're getting it. So this is
We love this.
the hot. It's made by Mazda.
Great.
And it is cute. I kind of like to have this.
Yes,
actually.
you can
Frank,
buy
what do
this
you
for
think?
my birthday.
Wait a minute. I have to move up. My legs aren't that long.
Did you bring money?
There's no keys in here.
Where are the keys? We're not allowed to turn it
How
on.
mean you are,
Well,
John.
This is a cute car. Don't we look great in it?
Come on, dear. I'll take you
Audience,
for the ride.
stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is snow horn. Snow horn.
I just turned it. Oh,
What
good,
did you
okay.
do?
This is like the James Bond car. Woo! Look at
yeah.
that. Where's that? Guess what I have? Guess what Mazda
Keys.
gave me? The keys.
You get this car?
No. But I know you want to drive it, but I'm not allowed to give them to you. But I'm allowed to just hold them here and torment you and torture you.
What was your first car?
Oh, you're going to love this. I had a 64 Chevy station wagon that was falling apart. Over 40, it completely shimmied. And since I always did like 65, there was always like a death crate or something. It was terrible. I was wild in college, you know.
Yeah,
And
I
what
bet.
was
You're
yours?
still wild.
I know.
I had my dad, no. I worked very hard in
here
school.
we go.
Here we
The
go. Here we
spoiled
go.
one.
I worked very hard in school, and I got a car for graduation because I didn't go away to college, and I was going locally. So my dad
And
bought
you
me
stayed home so
a
you could-
used
Right.
pink Thunderbird.
But
I
that's
loved
nice.
it. Was
That's
that
a hot
nice?
car.
It was nice. I should have kept it. It's worth a fortune.
Very fair.
Yeah.
You deserved it.
Give me the key.
All right, here.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
To receive Lifetime's Attitudes tip sheet with information on today's show, call 1-900-773-4040. Today's show and issue number is 6. The cost of the call and tip sheet is $2. To avoid ordering duplicate tip sheets, please check your issue number before placing the call.
If you would like tickets, please send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Attitudes Tickets, 3412 36th Street, Astoria, New York, 11106. Or give us a call at area code 718-706-3575.
Life got you down, can't pay the bills? Forget your troubles, relax a while, and watch Lonnie Anderson pave her way down Easy Street. Next here on Lifetime.